It's a great honor to see both of you every Shabbat that I come to Moreshet Yisrael and to read Torah for you. And we really appreciate all you do for the community and for the conservative Jewish world here in general.
So this is to Justin and Elly, two remarkable people that I have met in my short time being a regular congregant at Moreshet Yisrael. And I have to say that it is a pleasure joining you guys with the morning minyan, and you guys definitely have helped to make Moreshet Yisrael part of my life and been so welcoming and embracing me to join the community. And I just want to say congratulations. This is an honor that has been long overdue, and I'm very happy and honored that you are being just not only in my eyes but in the rest of the community receiving the dues that you deserve.
I grew up in Moreshet with Elly and her husband over many, many, many years, and we sat next to each other and we davened. And towards the latter part, I realized that he wasn't well, and she took him back and left the country. She now, sits next to me in shul, studies with me, and is a very, very special person. Well, Justin Phillips is British, you see, so that's an obvious. That's the fact I knew his mum, and he cares about the individual soldiers like as if they're his own children. So I do that with a larger group and know them for many, many years. So he's just continuing the way we were brought up from England. Take care of those in need and those not in need. I wish everybody Shana Tova, and may it be a peaceful New Year.
What an absolute honor it was for me to be able to be part of the event to honor you, Elly and Justin. I cannot tell you, often teachers say that they learn more from their students than they're able to give. But sometimes that's just a line. In my case, it is so true. The two of you teach me so much all the time. I'm just honored and thrilled, and you deserve all the accolades that you get, both of you. Thanks again.
I want to wish Mazal Tov and Shana Tova, the two honorees of this wonderful luncheon. Elly and Justin have been close friends and part of the minyan for me at Moreshet Yisrael for many years now. I consider them both friends. Elly I've known for a long, long time, and I want to wish her Mazal Tov on the great-grandchild, Tamar. It's good to see a continuity in the family, and Elly knows we've had a connection through Japan for a long, long time. I won't go into the details, but it's great to see her and see her doing well and being active. As for Justin, you are the judge, and thank you for trying to correct my English pronunciation all the time and my accent once when I was in an acting group. It didn't work, but one day I'll learn the English properly. Once again, Mazal Tov, and I love you both very much.
Justin and Elly, I just want to wish you both Mazal Tov. Clearly, Moreshet Yisrael has chosen well in honoring you both. You're extraordinary people. Justin, your commitment to tzedek, tzedek, tirdof, justice, justice, you will pursue, and kishmo kenhu, just as your name, so too is your essence. And Elly, you are all about hakarat hatov. You're all about recognizing that which is good, pure positive energy. And truly, both of you represent the spirit of the community. Kol hakavod and Mazal Tov.
Will you please make motzi for us, Rabbi Adler?
So nobody gave me a script for the motzi.
Okay, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech olam, hamotzi lechem min ha'aretz. Amen. You eat. Issue call, Rabbi Adam.
Each year we get to try to recognize two very special important people, and Justin and Elly are really gifts to us, and you'll hear more about that later. My job is just to give everybody a nice welcome, a hello, and we're going to hopefully move to the food soon, although there are some opening remarks.
Greetings to those who don't know me. I'm Ellen Higgins. I'm a member of Moreshet and a resident here in Yisrael for 3 years and a Kavod member. To Rabbi Frank, Rabbi Silverstein, to Rabbi Adler, and all the other rabbis I may have missed. To honored guests, Ehrlich, Judge Justin Phillips, to all our overseas and local members and friends, welcome. We are honored to have today Ehrlich and Justin Phillips with us. Both are dedicated members of Moreshet Yisrael from overseas and locally. Elly has dedicated her time and effort to support both Moreshet Yisrael here in Israel and also in Highland Park, New Jersey, if I'm correct. Justin, our local member, is an active and staunch supporter here at Moreshet, always with a smile. I want to say once more on behalf of the Beit of Knesset Yisrael, welcome. It is a pleasure to see so many of you here.
I would like to call up Rabbi Moshe Silbershine, Moreno Rabbeinu, Rabbi Moshe, for a Devar Torah.
Today is the first day of Slichot. We're going to a banquet. And so what I'm basically going to give you is my religious justification why we, on the first day of Slichot, right, last night, midnight, or 4 a.m. or 6 a.m., Ashkenazi Jewry was beginning their Slichot, and this is a period of repentance. Why are we having a banquet? And I have no problem whatsoever being here today, all right? But I want to make sure that people understand where we're coming from. We are basically celebrating here a culmination of what we've been reading in the Torah for the last 2 months, the entire book of Torah. When people come into the land, and how we can guarantee that we'll have a year of blessing and not a year of curses. And this past Shabbat, we read something which is very important, which has pertinence for this meal, and that is, it's the first mention of tshuva, of repentance in the Torah. It's not a noun, it's a verb, but I really think that repentance is a verb. It's something we have to be doing actively all the time. I've been affiliated with this Congress for a long, long time, on and off. I want to thank my colleague Adam Frank for letting me have an interesting 5.5 months. It's really hot walking to Moreshet Yisrael on July and August. It's good for getting me slipping. And I want to wish everyone, because of this, celebrate, but we're celebrating because we're here in Ehrlich Yisrael, and the two people that we're honoring are also people that have returned to the land. All right? So the idea is to return to God, and God will return us to the land. And this is a very important process of tshuva. All right? It works both ways. Mazal Tov and Shana Tova.
By my count, I still have 4 more minutes because Rav Moshe did not use his full 5. and then we're going to enjoy the meal, and we're going to come back a little later with the buffet. Come back a little later with a little more of the meat of the Seudah.
So I don't know if the rabbi said I'm a comedian, so hopefully there'll be a little laughing today. Guys, how are you? Everyone having a good time? Fantastic. Wonderful. You can hear me in the back okay? Yes. Fantastic. Great to be here today at the Leonardo Plaza Hotel. Named, of course, for that famous Israeli king, you know the one, Leo HaMelech, remember him? Painted the ceiling of the Beit HaMikdash, I think. So who's here? We have a lot of Americans here, is that right? Clap your hands, Americans. Brits? Any Brits here today? Wow. You're very proud of it. Do we have any Canadians? Sure, why not? Do we have any actual Tsabarim, any Israelis born here? Yeah. You were from here? Do we have good Hebrew? I know this is weird. Can you help me read my Arnona bill? I don't know what this says. Could you help me? Where are the Olim Mamash Chadashim? Anyone here in the last 6 months, let's say? No, but are there too shy to raise their hands? Guys, I love living here as we all do. I always say to Olim Chadashim, the best advice I could give is have a sense of humor. Right? Because otherwise you could go crazy. For example, my name is Benji. A lot of Israelis don't know that name. I've been called everything. Shalom Bunji. Boker Tov Ben-Gay. Ufmi Potembel. That doesn't even sound like Benji. But I found a way to get revenge. When they ask my last name, I say Massachusetts. They hate to say that. Very difficult. I made Aliyah by myself. I'm a Friar Boded. Anyone not get that joke? Friar? Give me $100, I'll explain it to you. I'm so glad you guys got that. Everyone, I'm in a great mood. I recently celebrated my 11-year anniversary of making Aliyah. Oh, thank you. So I'm so glad you clapped, because usually Israelis don't get it. You know this. Israelis have no clue why anyone would ever leave the West and move to the Middle East. Because they speak you differently before you make Aliyah and after. When you're a tourist, sales and marketing. Oh, Israel is great, the people, the beaches, we are family. After, we were joking. You believe us? Why do you want to live here? What happened to the other guy? He moved to New Jersey. To be fair, my friends back in the States also do not understand the concept of Aliyah at all. You ever get this question? So Benji, are you going to live in Israel forever? Am I Peter Pan? I don't know how I'm getting home to Tel Aviv today. Let's take it one day at a time. Yeah. I will say, living in Israel for a long time, I feel differently when I go back to the States now. Because when I lived there, America was a country. Now it's the world's greatest shopping mall. Right? Who's had to schlep over weird stuff here before? But the minute my Israeli friends find out I'm going to the States, I'm no longer their friend, I've just become free shipping. My buddy has me saved in his phone as Benji UPS. That is insulting. I feel like if you're going to be in one city for more than 24 hours, you should expect a delivery, right? So, hi, welcome to Starbucks. What's your name? Benji. Benji, are you Yossi's friend? Yeah, why? We have a package from Bed Bath & Beyond in the back. This is embarrassing. Do you ever forget you can actually buy things in this country? Like, oh man, there's a hole on my shirt. I'm not going to the States for 10 months. You live next to a mall. Yeah, I'm not going to buy anything there. Come on. It's almost Rosh Hashanah. Anyone have any New Year's resolutions for the coming year? You guys are perfect. You no change needed at all. I have some resolutions. I've got this horrible habit of being single. I gotta stop doing that. That is a terrible habit of mine. But Rabbi Frank, I should come to your shul, maybe on the Chagim. I should come to. So I live in Tel Aviv. Any Tel Aviv in here besides me? Probably not. I keep making the mistake of trying to have a religious experience in Tel Aviv. You're already laughing. I walk to shul on Yom Kippur, I see women walking to the beach in their bathing suits. You ever try to repent while you're having sinful thoughts? I'm in shul, Hashem knew, by God knew, she's really hot, I'm going to hell, funny things about being a diaspora Jew here, trying to explain our Judaism to some Chiloni Israelis. Isn't it a little strange growing up singing prayers in a language you don't understand? And Israelis are the opposite. I remember the first time I understood what I was saying. Right, I'm at a dinner, and we say the hamotzi. I'm next to an Israeli friend of mine. Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. I said, oh my God, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. To take bread out of the land. And I turned to my friend and I said, oh my God, you understand this? He says, yes, we don't care. Chiloni Israelis. I did have a pretty interesting experience Friday night. I'm at shul, and we're doing Kabbalat Shabbat, and the rabbi is explaining the Lachadodi. And he says, when we get to the last verse, everyone's going to stand up and face the door. Why are we facing the door? Who's coming in? The Sabbath bride. And he says, and who will the Sabbath bride be wedded to? Us, the Jewish people. And when I called my mother to tell her I was finally getting married, she was so excited, guys. She said, I'm getting on a plane, I'm coming right over. When do I get to meet her? I said, not till next Friday, unfortunately. You really gotta believe. I guess a lot of my Jewish identity comes from summer camp growing up. Any graduates or parents of Jewish summer camps here? Yes. We love Jewish summer camp. I'm a young Judean. I don't know if there are any young Judeans here. But, all right, but, so what do we get from our camp experience? Call it out. What are some of the wonderful things we take from camp?
First kiss.
First kiss. I remember that well, Rabbi. That was wonderful. I thought we were going to keep that between us. Benching, Jewish religion, Jewish customs. You know we did not take? Hebrew. We thought we learned Hebrew. We didn't. We learned nouns. Right? Nobody ever left camp able to say a full sentence. I mean, I guess if you ever find yourself in a situation where you have to say singing, dancing, camper, counselor, dining room, you might be okay. If you think you learned Hebrew with Jewish summer camp, try telling LL security. So, do you know Hebrew? Why, sure, I went to Jewish summer camp. אז מה אתה עושה פה? שקט בבקשה? Shabbat Shalom. Did you ever go to a non-Jewish camp? What did they do all day? Benji, my camp, we played basketball, football, baseball, all 3 by 10 a.m. What'd you do at your Zionist camp? Well, this one time we simulated the War of Independence by crawling through a field. It was awesome. Some of you guys remember that? My first time in Israel, I was 15. I went on a teen tour. I don't remember much. I had an amazing tour guide. The only thing I remember, it was a long time ago, was when he told us about 50 times a day to wear a hat and drink water. But they often don't tell you to drink water. They often teach you a little nursery rhyme to help you remember. Some of you know it. Say it with me. Pipi tzahov. Lo tov. Pipi lavan. I'll translate. Yellow pee-pee not good, white pee-pee excellent. Do you know the third verse? Pee-pee adom, I'm bleeding internally, call a doctor immediately. Call a doctor. I'll never forget my first time here. I come from Texas, it's not New York, we don't have huge Jewish communities. Do you remember the first time you came here and got off the plane and were shocked by just all the Jews here? It's crazy. And all the stereotypes of Jews in North America go out the window. It's like guy driving the bus, he's Jewish. Guy working McDonald's, he's Jewish. My first time here, I got held up at knife point. Jewish criminal. How do I know? He took my wallet and invited me for Shabbat dinner. Is that beautiful? Only in Israel. Oh, so beautiful. Yeah. Well, I live in Tel Aviv now, a city that never sleeps. Probably because we're drinking cafe fuch all the time. Never seen so many cafes in a city in my life. I left my apartment for half an hour. I got home, they'd opened aroma in my kitchen. I'm like, what is this? La sheva or la kachat? I I live here. Az Lashevet. Shem, Bonji. Guys, I know you've been here a while. You figured out that coffee in this country is not just a drink. It's a ritual. It's a symbol of Israeli hospitality. Like, do we do anything without a hot drink? Starting work, cup of coffee. Finishing shmirah, cup of coffee. You could walk into a police station at 2 in the morning with a bag of cocaine. First they'd say, Mash lishtot. When Israelis say Nes Gadol Haya Po, they're talking about taster's choice, people, okay? Nes Gadol Haya Po. What kara? Why do people think Israelis are rude? This is the big stereotype that Israelis are rude. I feel like Israelis are the most warm, hospitable people. Right, but they're straightforward, right? They do greet, tachlis. Right? There are no taboos here. Like, my first Shabbat in Israel, as I walk into dinner, I scratched the price tag off the bottle of wine, because I don't want people knowing I spent 20 shekel. I then realized how ridiculous that was, because only in Israel would you hide the fact you spent 20 shekel on a bottle of wine, and 10 minutes later, reveal your monthly salary. I feel like when we come here, we want to be Israeli. We want to eat the food and speak the language, listen to the music, because we say in English, when in Rome, do as the Romans. Israelis are the opposite. When they go abroad, they become more Israeli. It's like, when in Rome, to hell with the Romans. If you can never do this, you must bring a sabra to a casino. Why? They negotiate with the dealers. Yeah, give me ace. My uncle was a general. Give me jack. All right, I know they're not really tzavarim in here, but if we think they're rude, do you know what they think of us? Stupid. You want to know? They think we are fake and phony. And we are. Oh my God, it's so good to see you. I hate her. We're so bad at conflict, it's hard to say what we think, that when we do tell the truth, you'll know it. Because we'll say, listen man, I gotta be honest with you. Thanks, but what were you doing all the other times? Oh, not so funny to you Americans, is it? Yeah. We're very big on manners, though. Has anyone retained their manners living here all these years? Yes. Yeah, look, we're very big on please, excuse me, sorry, thank you. I got an email from an American friend of mine the other day. Dear Benji, I hope this email finds you well. Who cares how the email finds me? In a million years, would anybody ever write an email like that here? Dear CEO, you owe me 45,000 shekel. I hope this email finds you well, because you owe me 45,000 shekel. I was walking down the street the other day, a crowded street. I bumped into a dog, which isn't a big deal, but then I said slicha to it. I felt bad, I didn't understand. Very big on manners. You know. But things are different, you know. I took the Moni Sherut to get her from Tel Aviv. You ever take the Sherut?
Can.
Do you like the Sherut?
Can.
Yeah, it's great. It's very efficient. It gets you where you need to go. It would never work in America in a million years. Too creepy.
Right.
Hey lady, get in the van. I'm like a bus. I love Tel Aviv. I used to live in Jerusalem. I like Jerusalem too. I don't know which place I want to live long term. A friend of mine says to me, Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, why don't you live in Modi'in, right in the middle? That is the dumbest advice I've ever heard in my entire life. What's there to do in Modi'in? Would anybody give advice like that in the States? I don't know if I should move to New York or LA. How about Omaha? Doesn't make any sense. Who's been here the longest? Anybody been here more than 30 years? 40? 50? Wow, how long have you been here?
I'm not going to tell you because then you'll know how old I am.
Negative 17. That's how old you are. Wow. You're from London, I'm guessing? Where?
Croydon. South London. I was born in London.
That is a lovely accent you have. איך העברית שלך?
בסדר גמור. איך העברית שלו?
bring up our next comedian. Now, how do you know this nice gentleman who's one of our honorees, I understand?
You, Justin's mother, when she used to come to shul here in Jerusalem, dressed exactly the same way as my mum used to come, with the most beautiful hat, gloves.
I only have 2 more minutes. I need the short version. Now, Justin, how is your Hebrew? What did he say? I have no idea what that means. Okay. Wait, you're a Hebrew teacher? Atami Po? Wow. What is the hardest letter for us to say in Hebrew? Resh. You ever wake up in the morning, and from the moment you open your eyes, you know it is going to be a bad Resh day? No words with Resh today, not doing it? Not going to Chenana. Not going to Rechovot. Anyone to Park Hayarkon in Tel Aviv? Too many Reshes, can't say it. You ever quietly practice saying a word to yourself in public before you have to say it to someone else? I'll be at the bus stop practicing Park. Park. And then I realize there's 15 people staring at me like I'm a mental patient. I was in a cafe this morning with some friends of mine getting breakfast. They're visiting, speak no Hebrew at all. So I asked my waitress for some English menus. She says, how many? I say, shalosh. She says, shlosha. I'm like, is your name Sippy? Because if not, you are not my Ulpan teacher. Shlosha. I don't even do Zachar and Kebab before 8 a.m. Shlosha. Come on. Anyone have trouble with Hebrew menus? I don't want to take a reading test when I'm hungry. I never get to order what I want. I only order what I can translate in under 15 seconds. All right, let me get Mosika. I'll have off. What kind? I don't care. Baked off. Grilled off. Grilled off. Just give me off. Put off on the plate. Piss off. You ever, your Israeli friends ever try to teach you a Hebrew word that don't realize it comes from English? Yeah. Benji, I used to live on kibbutz. I used to drive tractor. You know this tractor? Yeah, I know what is tractor. Why are you making me talk like yoga? But I love it. Did you like going to Ulpan? Clap your hands if you enjoyed Ulpan. Okay, clap your hands if you liked your teacher. More clapping. Do you know why? Because Ulpan teachers speak to us like we're 5 years old.
Yeah.
Remember this? Boker tov talmidim, ma shlomchem. They can say anything and make it sound adorable, even if you have no clue what they're talking about. Boker tov, hayom anachnu osim colonoscopia. Guys, you were so much fun. Shana Tova, thank you so much. My name is Benji Levitt, and have a wonderful hug.
If you were to approach someone on the street at random and just list off our honoree today, Justin Phillips, this is a formal accomplishment, bullet order. You would think that he is the stuffiest, most boring, most poshest cushions, absolutely unpleasant man imaginable.
Yeah.
So, especially to Americans, because half the words I'm about to say make no sense. A former barrister, then a British judge in the court of Her Majesty the Queen, and general important person. Then, most importantly, the Chief Judge of West London's dedicated drugs court, and now an active member of his local synagogue, and as much as he'll hate me saying this, a philanthropist. And it just reeks of snobbery, of cocktail parties, of three-piece suits, of condescension, and maybe a bit of a receding hairline. I should know because that's exactly what I thought too. But those who have the privilege of truly knowing Justin know that he's anything but a snob, or condescending, and certainly not aware of three-piece suits. To truly know Justin is to know a passionate, intelligent, perceptive, and above all, a golden-hearted individual whose kindness is untouchable. Personally, I've had the privilege of living with Justin in the same apartment for almost 2 years through a really important and transformative part of my life. A Guardian article from his days in the British legal system dubbed him as having pit bull-like tenacity. I think that anybody that really knows Justin, especially in his dealings with the shul, would have a very hard time arguing that point. Justin's devotion to his causes, be it the running and care for Moreshet Yisrael and the Fuchsberg Center, his devotion to justice for the conservative and reformed Jews in Israel, or an outright refusal to take himself too seriously, is unparalleled. Above all, though, those who have the pleasure of knowing Justin have universally nothing but the highest respect for him. His charity and kindness have brought the best out of his community and of Moreshet Yisrael, and we will all know he will take us to new heights in the future. Thank you.
So I don't have much to add to Jonathan. Just said he really hit it on the head. Beautifully done. But I just wanted to offer a few of my personal anecdotes and experiences with Justin over the past few years. We actually met 4 years ago, August or July. It wasn't one of the most happy days in the Jewish calendar. It was actually Tisha B'Av. It was in the basement or the study hall of the yeshiva next to Moreshet Yisrael. And Justin approached me, and I didn't know if it was because he wanted to, be cool and hang with the college-age kids that were there, or was just trying to be friendly. But we got to talking, and I was thinking, what does this guy want? What's he after? And then I realized it. He wants me to give a Devar Torah, or to speak at morning minyan. So, a few weeks later, I was able to get out of bed at 6 a.m. come and give the Devar Torah at morning minyan. And that wasn't the end of it. Justin, continued to befriend me and speak to me and invite me over to his house for lunch and Shabbat. And that's continued to this day. Last weekend, actually, I had the privilege of being here for Shabbat Jerusalem. And we were all sitting at Shabbat lunch. It was myself, Jonathan, Tina, Jonathan Shani, who is another one of Justin's cousins, and my girlfriend Amy, who is not able to be here today. And I swear it felt like a scene out of The Godfather or Narcos, for those of you that are closer to my age. But this was the benevolent Jewish mafia. There was the Padron Justin sitting at the head of the table. The two lochamim, me and Jonathan Shani with our short haircuts that looked like the gun runners. The smarts guy, the Modi'in Nick, and our two beautiful girlfriends, the mob wives. But instead of running a criminal syndicate, Justin really is in the business of Gimilut Hasidim. He really is a pillar of this community. If it's from hosting Chayalim Moradim, lone soldiers, in his house for lunch or for Hagim. When I was here last Yom Kippur, there was 4 or 5 people sleeping in Justin's salon. He was running a guest house of sorts, just so we could be here for Yom Kippur and Yerushalayim HaKodesh. To his work at the synagogue, being gabbai, to his really, really stirring speeches on Shabbat, to simply holding an elder congregant's hand and keeping her company in services and helping her, be seated and get up when she needs to. Justin, you truly are a mensch, a tzaddik, and the honor today, as we say in the army, Magiya Dacha, Kol HaKavod. We love you. And as a small token of everyone's thanks and love and appreciation, we have a gift to present to you on behalf of the Moreshet Yisrael community and the rest of the Anglo folks that are here today in Jerusalem. So Justin, come on up.
In 1979, when saying Kaddish for my father, I was washed up at the door of Moreshet Yisrael to be greeted by Rabbi Green like a lost friend. My friendship with Dr. Green and Esther has now lasted 38 years. And I've been a member of Moreshet Yisrael for 38 years. In 2011, this time when saying Kaddish for my mother, I was washed up again at the door of Moreshet Yisrael. And the morning minyan has become a vitally important part of my life. As has the conservative yeshiva and the Oded education program at the Fuchsberg Center. And between numbers 4 and 8 Agron Street, I've been blessed with a new family to pray with, to study with, to cry with, and to laugh with. And in particular, Joan Kadam initiated me into the world of lone soldiers, and in time I became surrogate father to 2 wonderful young men, Jacob and Jonathan. And I'm delighted to welcome you here today, guys, and you're here along with a brigade of my family and friends. And 10 o'clock last night, Jacob was told they were going to let him come here to make a speech to me. I found out at 1:30 this morning, and I texted Jonathan, who was all of 3 yards away in the next room, and Jonathan was Jacob's understudy, because we just didn't know whether Jacob was going to get here or whether the army were going to keep him down a little bit further south than this. And thank you guys. Thank you for everything you've said, none of which I deserve. But thank you, Moreshet Yisrael, for this honor, for letting me into your hearts. Thank you for comforting me when I cry and smiling with me when the sun shines on my life. And a big thank you to Eve and Nadia for arranging this wonderful lunch. The Almighty has truly blessed me in my twilight years. And in the coming year and years, may He bless each one of us and keep us from all trouble and distress. May He cause His face to shine upon us and give each one of us the strength, the health, and the opportunity to do many good deeds. May Hashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu lift up His face to each one of us and give us all that most precious of Jewish blessings, peace. Shalom, Shavua Tov, Toda Rabah, Shana Tova.
So before I have the pleasure of introducing or presenting our next honoree, I want to say that both our honorees were reluctant honorees, which isn't surprising. The part of the language I use to invite and request our ability to honor both Justin and Elly is that we as a community need this. They don't need this. And we thank you for allowing us the opportunity to give you what we believe is well-deserved. You're giving us a gift by allowing us to honor you today. So no one should believe that our honorees think that this is coming to them or that this is appropriate. They're quite the opposite. They're very uncomfortable with it, which gives us even more reason to appreciate who they are. I have the pleasure to introduce someone who is mistitled as our overseas honoree, because Elly, you're not overseas. Elly, Ehrlich, and Al, Zichrono Livracha, have been coming to Israel for much longer than I've been serving as the rabbi of the synagogue. In fact, I didn't know that you lived overseas half the year until halfway into my stint as the rabbi. Elly was born in Brooklyn. It shouldn't be a surprise to any of us who've ever heard her attempt at Hebrew. and her success in English. She did not come from a religious home, but obviously you came from a very Jewish home. You also said that you did not come from a very Israeli or a Zionist home, but that grew naturally in you as a Jew in the world. Elly, there was an episode on the bus about a week and a half ago that was just perfect to describe you. I was taking my daughter at 7 o'clock. We were catching the bus. She was going to her first or second day of school. She'd never run on the buses before. She wanted me to go with her. And we got on the bus, and I found myself pushing against me, trying to get in. I look over, and it's Elly, who's on the bus on her way to morning minyan in Moreshet, Yisrael. And during the course of the conversation, you heard me describe myself as dati. And Elly, the look on your face was almost shocking. Because Elly said, "What, you're dati?" As if she was ready to go to battle with me. And I described for her that I'm not dati in the sense that she's heard used on the streets or in the newspapers in Israel. I'm an observant Jew. I don't want dati'im just to be the orthodox of a certain way of doing life, and that you could accept. But you were ready to engage me in battle over the way you believe dati'im look at the world, and you have one of the sharpest, most outspoken, clear voices of anyone I've ever met. Absolutely. In our Talmud class, Elly is going to give a big sigh when she hears something she doesn't agree with, and then she's going to apologize and then let us have it if it doesn't reconcile with the way you see humanity, how the way humanity needs to be. And that is one of the most beautiful elements of what you bring to our community and to the world, which is a passion. I would say it's a well-mannered, kavodic, honorable way of bringing your Torah into the world and challenging what people believe. You are not comfortable with the status quo if the status quo does not equal justice in your eyes. And you're willing to engage in that conversation, and you're willing to hear other people's arguments. But you will only be moved if you believe in the justice of those arguments. You are a clarion voice, a clear voice of, I think, all that Judaism needs to be. I read somewhere, somebody asked a famous person, not an observant person, what does it mean to be a Jew? And she answered, it means you always question. And this, Elly, is, I think, the way you do Jewish. You're always questioning and searching for the justice in the world. And that includes Shabbat, davening. You are part of a community. You can battle with that community, you can battle with its ideas, but you're not going to abandon that community. And that describes perfectly who you are and what you bring to Moreshet Yisrael and to the Jewish world. You were the head of a school. I cannot imagine what a blessing it must have been to be a parent sending a child to that school, and a child who was learning in that school, with you as the head of that school. I can only imagine you fighting for the right of every child to be in the classroom and to be safe and to continue to learn, and to have a warm embrace when they walked into the classroom from their principal. Elly, I recently learned that you learned to read Torah for the first time at age 90. As a rabbinical student, it took me months and months and months to learn my first 3 verses of Torah. I know it's no easy task. And that was for someone who was dedicated to a career and a profession and a lifetime in this. And you've brought into this world one of the most magnificent Torah readers I've ever heard, who is your son, Jonathan. Just beautiful. And anytime he can read in our shul, I get the chills when I hear him read. Better than any Israeli I've ever heard. He's that good. We've heard your grandchild, Joshua, read Torah. Beautiful, beautiful musician as well. And we learned that 5 days ago, your first great-grandchild entered this world. Is this Tamar right here? Is this the one?
Is this the child, Tamar? Mazal Tov. Bemet Am Yisrael Chai. Am Yisrael Chai. Your legacy is not just the children that you've brought into this world. It's the children you've taught, the parents you've interacted with, and all of us in Moreshet Yisrael who've been fortunate enough to have you as much time as we do each year. And although you're no longer a landowner, an apartment owner in Israel, this is home. And this is home. Part of your family lives here. Your heart is here. And you're going to keep going back and forth and loving as much of this world as you can until God kisses your lips the way he did Moshe. Elly, it's my privilege and my honor to welcome you up as an honoree of this year's luncheon. Elly Ehrlich.
Very seldom that I find that I'm unable to speak. But I truly am honored to be the honoree today. I'm truly honored to be in this room with these wonderful people and to share this program with Justin, who is a friend and a colleague and a fellow millionaire and a very wonderful human being. I am grateful to be able to be a member of this wonderful congregation, to have had the inspiration of Rabbi Frank, of Moshe Silverstein, of Avraham Feder, of all of the people in this shul who are just so giving and so wonderful and so welcoming and have made me feel just very special, very, very special. It is I'm not used to speaking in a mic. Can you hear me without a microphone? No. Okay, all right, I'll do it then. It's. I don't write speeches because I usually react to what has been said. I'm a reactive kind of person, as Adam said. There are certain things that I hold very, very dear and are very special to me, and I'll fight to the tooth for those things. My feeling for people is a two-way street. I want to give and I want to get. I want to get an honest opinion. I want to get somebody who will listen to the other side of an argument. I want to listen to that argument. I want to be moved by what you have to say, and I want you to be moved by what I have to say. I keep going on and on about the fact that we're not dialoguing with each other any longer, and that's in the world in which I live, in both of my beloved countries, in both America and here in Israel. And I fight for the right. I fight for the right. I fight for the privilege of saying what I feel is very important and of listening to the other person who has something important to tell me. I am honored to be your honoree today. If there is anything that I can do as a human being to make this world a little bit better, that's what my goal is. I just want peace in the world, peace in both of my countries, peace in the other countries of the world with whom I don't have a relationship. Things should be good for everyone all over. I'm very grateful. I celebrated a 90th birthday early this summer, and it's as if I have been on a whirlwind tour of wonderful things. It's like a bookend for the summer. I started with this big 90th birthday where I learned to read Torah for the very first time, and I'm ending now in this wonderful honor today. So I am grateful to all of you. I thank all of you. I especially want to thank Eve and Nadia for making this wonderful, wonderful luncheon party, and thank you again, everyone.
Each year I say it's going to be hard to top those two. Each year. Justin, I didn't get to say words about you personally, but you're a teacher for me. You're one of my teachers as well. I'd like to invite now Joan Kedem. Joan, your minute started 30 seconds ago.
I'm here not as anything to do with the lone soldiers. I'm here because Rabbi Josh Adler, with whom we daven every morning, has written a book called Talking Torah. And anybody who'd be interested in buying the book will be delighted to sell, and the donation will be going to the lone soldier program.
Thank you, Joan. I'd like to invite our very own Sarah Lee up. Sarah, do you want this? Sure. Sarah Lee is also leaving for the United States to serve a community there. Lucky them. But on Yom Kippur Day, she is expected to become a grandmother for the first time here in Israel.
Hope I make it to the bris. Truth, justice, and peace. These are three words that we learn in Pirkei Avot that teaches us these three things that our world stands on. And when I think of them, Emet, Din, and Shalom, I think of you, Elly, and I think of you, Justice. You've set an example for our community at Moreshet Yisrael. You've set the example to all of us personally here in this room. And we are grateful to you, and I'm grateful to know you and to be a part of your lives and a part of Minyan with you. This melody was written by Alan Naplin. Al shlosha devarim ha'olam kayam. Al shlosha devarim ha'olam kayam. Al ha'emet ve'al hadin ve'al ha'shalom ha'shalom. Al ha'emet ve'al hadin ve'al ha'shalom ha'shalom.
This luncheon has been a great pleasure, sharing wonderful company, wonderful food, and wonderful music with you, dear friends. It is now time to approach the conclusion of this happy event and sum it all up, and the best is to do it by use of the ancient words of the Bible. A lot has been said about the generous deeds of today's honorees, Ehrlich and Justin Phillips, long-standing supporters of Moreshet Yisrael and true friends of our entire congregation. It is our 19th annual meeting, in Hebrew, Yutet, here it comes, whose numerical value in Gematria, 19, stands for Ha'ahuv, Justin, and Ahuvah, Elly, the beloved, in both the feminine and masculine forms. It could not have been more fitting to describe our feelings to you. Elly is a true Eshet Chayil, who challenges all of us to extend our boundaries of our loving kindness. רבות בנות עשו חיל, ואת עלית על כולנה. תנו לה מפרי ידיה, והעלוה בשערים מעשיה. Many daughters done valiantly, but you excel them all. Give her the fruit of her hands, and let her works praise her in the gates. Justin, to us, you represent the very first verses of Psalms that delineate the traits of the righteous man. אשרי האיש אשר לא הלך בעצת רשעים, ובדרך חטאים לא עמד, ובמושב לצים לא ישב. Happy is the man that has not walked in the counsel of the wicked, nor stood in the way of sinners, nor sat in the seat of the scornful. We wish to once again thank you all from all of us for recognizing the needs of Moreshet Yisrael and helping us in keeping it a vibrant home for our local and overseas members, as well as for those who wish to share in its egalitarian, masorti, familial atmosphere of prayer and devotion. It is situated in the heart of the Eternal City, which is now celebrating its Jubilee, since its reunification, and Jerusalem is in the heart of us all. It has been a pleasure to host you all here during the annual luncheon of Moreshet Yisrael. Its success owes greatly to Eve Jacobs and to Nadia Levine, who's spending hours of work on the concept and on the minutiae with ability and charm made it such an enjoyable event. Last but not least, David Ehrlich, who's always around when help is needed. Toda, 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 and Shana Tova. I wish now to call upon Justin and Elly for just one more second. It will not hurt. Presented to Ehrlich, honoree at the 19th Moreshet Yisrael Annual Luncheon, in appreciation and gratitude for her continued support and hard work for our community. Not signed, Rabbi Adam Frank, Rav Keilati, not signed, Michael Eisenberg, Rosh Vad, but with a big kiss from me.
To be signed.
Presented to Judge Justin Phillips, honoree at the 19th Moreshet Yisrael Annual Luncheon, in appreciation and gratitude for his continued support and hard work for our community. Rabbi Adam Frank, Rav Keilati, Michael Eisenberg, Rosh Vad, and all of us, and me.
Thank you, Naomi. Thank you, Ellen and Naomi, also for being the co-chairs today. Now it's time for coffee and dessert. Soon after the coffee and dessert, we're going to have a little bit of musical entertainment, and that's preceding Rabbi Federer's Birkat HaMazon.
Turn it around.
We're going to do Birkat HaMazon now, after dessert, and then we'll do Birkat HaMazon, and then Guido will maybe play some music for us.
I would like to call Eve and Nadia.
This wasn't on the program.
You know, you said some words of praise. Rabbi Adam said some words of praise about Elly, who does her thing. Well, sometimes I do my thing too. So I think this is more for you, Nadia. And this is more for you, but you can swap and decide which one you like better. I thought so. You have been great and in really taking care of every little detail. Thank you so much.
Justin and I have been together now for 3-4 years at the Daily Minyan, and he has been terrific as a helper in every way, not only Gabbai, but also making sure we have a minyan. And as was mentioned, he finds lone people around whom he invites to his home and lunch and dinner. And the connection with the yeshiva that gives us a minyan. Sometimes we go there, they come to us. It also is very, very helpful. Elly is a faithful davener. Whenever she's in the country, she's at our morning minyan, rain or shine. And it's really terrific. And we just love to have her every time, and we enjoy her all the time. Thank you very much. It was a great evening. Thank you for Nadia. Thank you for Eve, who put this all together. Yeah.
Justin and Elly, it's so a great privilege for me to daven with you, to get to know you, to see your smile every time that I'm reaching to the shul in the morning. Your presence and your wisdom to speak with you, to hear you. It's such a gift and also a privilege to me to get it from you. I wish that we will have more fun days and happy days to
to see each other and to do things together. And I wish you great honoring here in this party. You deserve it, both of you. And wish you a happy new year, that you will continue each personally, each goals that you want in your life, each task to achieve it easily, good health, nachat from everything, from the family, children, friends, and be with us as one family that called Moreshet Yisrael. From my bottom of my heart, thank you and Happy New Year.
So it's to Jelly and Justin? No, Elly and Justin, yeah.
Jelly and Austin.
Yeah, Jelly and Austin.
Eve first.
Want to wish them both Mazel. Okay, Mazel Tov to both of them. It's been an absolute pleasure organising this special day for them. Well deserved. Two incredible people who I adore and who inspire me, and I hope they can continue for a long time serving this community.
It turns out I actually knew Justin. I've known Justin for a long time in a previous life, and Elly. I'm really blessed to have met and gotten to know Elly and gotten to know better Justin since I've been hanging around Moreshet. And as Eve said, it is a real true pleasure to have been able to organise such a special event for two really special people. And Yasher Kolchem, may you go from strength to strength and carry on the amazing work that you both do.
Yeah.
Shana Tova.
Can we go to sleep now?
We can go to sleep. Now, do you want to touch this again?
Very nice.